level up to better living. And good morning and welcome to Better Living with Dr. James Hassell. Listen, if you know better, you can do better. And if you can do better, you can live better. I am so excited to share these nuggets of wisdom with you today. And we are on Facebook and YouTube. And we have just gone live on Instagram for a little while just to let you guys know that this is a powerful series we're doing, and we're live every weekday morning at 9:30 a.m. We want you to just join us on a regular basis and get these nuggets and come back on if you haven't been following us. We've got about 15 episodes that are going to bless your life so far, and we are excited to be able to pour every morning. I see you on here, Isaiah, I'll call you Ike online, but I see all you guys coming in, Quanette and Latoya and Marcella. I see Q on here, and I see Helen. My God, Diane. I see my lovely wife and Rochelle. I see Phyllis, and my God, I don't have my glasses on. I need to put them on. But listen, we are talking about phony people. We're talking about phony people today. We're going to talk about pretenders. And the danger of having actors and hypocrites and fake people around you. And this is not me being bitter. We're in the middle of a series called Loyalty and Disloyalty, a book series written by Heward Mills, bishop out of Ghana. And we want to share these principles with you. And the book we're in now, this is the third book we've been in, it's called Those Who Pretend. Those who pretend, and about how dangerous it is to be surrounded by people who are not real with you, who are not authentic. They cause issues, and they can undermine, and their treachery can destroy your vision. And so we are in the middle of this series, and we were talking yesterday about these few things. Here it is. We talked about the fact that a pretender carries the spirit of an actor. Oh my gosh. A pretender has a false and fake personality. Good morning, Sheila. Good morning. Good morning. A pretender carries the spirit of hypocrisy. What's up, dude? A pretender carries the spirit of espionage and the modern day Secret Service, or a double agent. A pretender is disloyal. A pretender carries the spirit of lies and deceptions. A pretender carries the spirit of impending destruction, and if a pretender is near you, you are in grave danger. A pretender carries the spirit of a murderer, because almost all pretenders are destroyers and murderers. And we prove that through the scriptures. We've seen some of the most diabolical characters in the Bible were pretenders. Delilah, the forbidden wife or girlfriend of Samson, she was a pretender. She pretended to love Samson. We talked about Judas was a pretender, that Judas pretended to be a faithful disciple of Jesus Christ, and in the end it was revealed that he was a traitor. Listen, we are going to go into these today. I believe we talked about Absalom, the son of David, that he was a pretender. He was phony. He was fake. He was a fraud. He pretended to love his brother when he invited him for a party, and of course, in the end, he revealed that the party was a hoax, and he killed his brother Amnon for raping his sister. Jael was a pretender. She was a female who loved her nation, and she pretended to be a host to Sisera, of the commander of the Canaanite army. And when he went to sleep, she nailed his head to the ground with a spike. This is something else. Rebecca, good to have you joining us this morning on Instagram. And I also see Light Skin on there. All of you guys, I see you guys on there. Jenna and Shiny and Reggie. I'm blessing our Instagram, but I'm asking you guys to join us on YouTube or Facebook. I can't stay live on here as long as I need to. So join us on Dr. James N. Hassell on YouTube or on Facebook, and you'll be able to see the whole thing. I see my goddaughter's on there also. Isn't it wonderful to have more people joining us this morning? It's good to have you you all, Renee and Adrian and Diane. Okay, good. Look, Inger, good to see you on here this morning. So join us on there. Follow us. Hit those subscribe buttons that you can get it live and be a part of the discussion. So today we're going to talk about Hushal. It sounds like I'm speaking in tongues. We're going to talk about Hushal and the brothers of Dinah. And so if you join us on the other channel, we'll be glad to have you. All right. Blessings to Instagram. All right. We're off of there now. All right. Good. Let's go. Let's get it. All right. So Hushal was a pretender. Hushal, in the book of, let me put up the caption so you could see it. And Hushal. I love how the Hebrew names make you sound like you're speaking in tongues. Hushal was a pretender. He pretended to be on the side of Absalom in 2 Samuel chapter 15, verse 32 to 35. I want to talk about them categorically because Hushal was loyal to David, and he used Absalom's hunger and thirst to have new followers to deceive him so that he can ultimately squelch his plans. And watch this. Hushal pretended to be on the side of Absalom. He pretended to give good advice, explaining every point with good reasons, and actually Hushal was working for King David and had been planted in Absalom's palace to assist King David from the inside. He says this, in the scripture, I'll read it to you. It says, "It happened as David was coming to the summit where God was worshipped, that behold, Hushal the Archite met him with his coat torn and dust on his head. And David said to him, if you pass over with me, then you'll be a burden. He could not go into the house of God with a torn coat and dust on his head. He had to be clean. He had to be sanctified to get into the house of God. Another sermon, another message. But it says, and if you pass over with me, then you'll be a burden with me. But if you return to the city and say to Absalom, I will be your servant. He says, O king, as I have been your father's servant in times past, so now I will be your servant. Then you can thwart the counsel of Ahithophel for me. Are not Zadok and Abiathar the priests with you there? So it shall be that whatever you hear from the king's house, you shall report to Zadok and Abiathar the priests. He says, go spy on them. And when he gets there, he says, he came to Absalom and said, Hushal said to Absalom, long live the king, long live the king. Listen what Absalom says to him in 2 Samuel 16. It says, he says, Absalom said, is this your loyalty to your friend? Talking about David. Why did you not go with your friend? And then, oh my God, you can hear people say this all the time. Then Hushal said to Absalom, no, from whom the Lord, this people and all the men of Israel have chosen, his will I be, and with him I will remain. Besides, whom should I serve? Should I not serve in the presence of his son? As I have served in your father's presence, so I will serve, so I will be in your presence. Man, this is such a pretentious statement and deceitful, but he was doing it because he was loyal to David and not to Absalom. Be careful of people who are flattering you and not speaking plain language, because I'm telling you, they may not be there to support you. They may be there to surveil you. This is a key of this season right now. Stop being impressed by all the friends and followers you have on Instagram and Facebook and all the other and Twitter and all of that. Sometimes they're just there to watch what's going on in your life and report to your enemies who you've blocked. Oh, y'all not hearing this one. All right. So pretenders are dangerous in your life. The brothers of Dinah, number 6, the brothers of Dinah, which are the 12 tribes of Israel, the brothers of Dinah, the sons of Jacob, were treacherous pretenders. They did it over and over and over. It proved to be their personality. They did it to Joseph, and now they're doing it in this text in Genesis 34. They're doing it to the sons of excuse me, of the Shechem and the people in Shechem and the sons of Hamor. The son of Hamor fell in love with Dinah, the sister and daughter of Jacob, the sister of these 12 brothers, and he fell in love with her and did not ask for her hand in marriage. He took her sexually, and the Bible says that they were totally disgusted with him and had plotted to kill him. But they acted, this is what happened, they acted as if they were going to take his offer to say, look, I didn't know that was your rules, I'll marry her. And they said, sure, we'll do that. And they said, look, but the only way you can marry our sister is if we circumcise you. Wait, I gotta say it again. If we circumcise you. That they said we have to cut off the foreskins of your private parts, and not just yours, but everyone in your family, because our sister can't dwell in the midst of uncircumcised people. This is our law. This is our rules, and so what happens is that they get everyone in the city circumcised, and while they're weak, because these are grown men, it takes 8 to 10 days for them to heal from this, to get their strength. They can't run, they can't walk, they can't do anything from the pain of it. And the Bible says that the sons of Jacob went in and killed everybody in the city. They were in this position because they were pretenders. Be careful of people you have offended who are suddenly super duper nice. I mean, of course, there is the possibility of forgiveness, but if they hadn't been demonstrating the fruit of the Spirit before that, and now all of this kindness and gentleness is being demonstrated in their lives, you should be careful of people you've done dirty. I just need to tell you this right now, because they could be pretending. The brothers of Dinah were pretenders, and they ultimately became destroyers and murderers. Are you hearing what I'm saying here? This is important for leaders, for managers, for any. You're in a marriage, in a relationship, you're in a family. Be careful of fake, phony people around you. And listen, I know this sounds like a bunch of just hype and about your haters and stuff. Listen, but this is a principle that pretenders are disloyal. Don't be. Here's the biggest word for today. Don't be fake, phony, and a pretender. I know it's easy to identify others who are, but can you see the disloyalty and the hypocrisy and the pretension in your own life? Can you see the pretending? Can you see the acting? Can you see the phoniness in yourself? All right? Let me get to these because I got some key points for you before we go today. This is getting good. Number 7, the Gibeonites were pretenders. The Gibeonites were pretenders. It's good to see Rebecca. She got from Instagram to Facebook. It's not that easy to get people to do that, but she says it wasn't coming up in her feed. The way you get it to come up in your feed is to click the notification buttons. If you put it on, turn on your notifications. Say every time Dr. James Hassell goes live, you'll get a notification. Sometimes it's a little slow, but even on YouTube, you can do the same thing. Click the notification. I know you follow us. If you haven't followed us yet, click that follow button and then click the notifications buttons, and you'll know every time we go live. We go live every morning at 9:30, and on Tuesday evenings we go live at 7. We go live on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. And if I feel like going live other times, I got something to drop on you, then I just do it. But I am trying to be faithful and pouring and feeding in this season, and we're so glad you guys joined us. So with that said, the Gibeonites were pretenders. They made as if they were ambassadors who had come from a distant country. Let me read this. When the inhabitants of Gibeon heard what Joshua had done to Jericho and to Ai, they also acted, here it is, craftily, and set out as envoys and took worn out sacks on their donkeys, and wineskins worn out and torn and mended. They put on costumes and went to the next level, worn out and patched sandals on their feet. They tried to act like they were poor, worn out clothes, and all their bread and provisions were old and dry. They disguised themselves completely for this ruse, for this acting. They went to Joshua to the camp at Gilgal and said to him and to the men of Israel, we have come from a far country. No, you ain't from afar. You from right down the block. You're not visiting. You from up the street. He says, now therefore make a covenant with us. The men of Israel said to the Hivites, perhaps you are living within our land. How then shall we make a covenant? They had discerned that maybe this was a trick. Listen, God will warn you when oh my God, the God will warn folk around you when folk are being funny and phony. And this is what Joshua said, we are your servants. Then they said to Joshua, we are your servants. Then Joshua said to them, who are you and where do you come from? And they said to him, your servants have come from a very far country because of the fame of the Lord your God. For we have heard the report of him and all that he did in Egypt and all that he did to the kings of the Amorites who were beyond the Jordan. Man, this is the Bible. I love this stuff. And he says, to Sihon, king of Heshbon, what you did to Og, the king of Bashan, who was at Ashtaroth. So our elders and all the inhabitants of our country spoke to us, saying, take provisions in your hand for the journey. They bought old bread to make it look like they had traveled far, but they was really just from up the block. They wanted to trick and pretend and con the Israelites to make a covenant with them so that they would not be destroyed. This our bread was warm the whole act. Be careful of folk who got a sob story and they come to you with the violin looking to come into your life or coming back into your life. Everything, woe is me. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, but I think so highly of you. The Bible says this. It says, lay not hands swiftly on any man, lest you become partakers of their sins. Do not anoint, do not bless, do not accept people instantly. I know you're a friendly person, but sometimes people are not, they are not who they say they are. When you're dating, listen to what I'm about to tell you. This is key for those who are not married and who want to eventually be married. When you are dating, many times you don't meet the person, you meet their representative. Hassle. You meet their representative on a date. They're showing you the person they want you to know. But the moment you commit, the moment you're in deeper relationship with them is the moment they switch up and show you the real them. God must give you discernment. He must give you discernment in order that you may be able to see the real people, or at least they knew it. They kept saying it. They're from near here. They're from near here. But they kept acting and doing a better job until it came at the end. Look at this. It says it came about at the end of 3 days after they had made a covenant that they heard that they were their neighbors and that they were living within their lands. Do not listen to what I'm telling you. Do not cut covenant with people too quickly. Get to know them. Get to know where they came from. Stop being enamored because they paid for dinner. Stop being overwhelmed because they bought you a shirt or a scarf, or they paid for your taxi or whatever. Or, money will have you totally deceived. They speak well and they talk about all the people they know. No. I want to know about your childhood. I want to know about your family. I want to know about your secrets. I want to know the stuff that you're ashamed of. I want to know how you got out of where you were. What are you doing with your life? What about your last relationship? I want to know all of that. I'm curious. I'm nosy. If I'm going to be in covenant with you, I need to know everything. Let me look through your photo albums. Get to know them well. Every leader will face the threat of expert pretenders. Many people are fake actors pretending to be loyal when they are actually your enemies. This book is intended to help you to be aware of the presence of people around you who are constantly pretending to be who they are not. Do not be deceived by meek-faced people with sheepish grins who appear to admire your every decision. Oh my God, you're so wonderful. Oh my God, I've never met. My last pastor was never like this. Oh my God. Oh man, you're such a wise and wonderful man. Oh my God, they're so lucky to have you. I can't wait to be. Flattery gets you nowhere. I need to see who you are before you get close to me. Many of them are pretending that we must go further and uncover the truth about everyone around us. Watch out for those who don't talk too much. They are the ones who have much to hide. People who do not say anything when they are in your presence, but talk a lot when they're away from you. They're good examples of pretenders. Why have one picture when you're near and another picture when you're afar? Samson and all of those who were in great danger when they relaxed around pretenders. And you will also be there. Fake followers who don't really like you. They're very dangerous people who can lead to the worst kind of crisis in your life, your marriage, your businesses. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I need discernment. I'm telling you, Latoya, you ain't the only one. We need a triple dose of discernment. You have been tricked and fooled. Many of you keep dating the same kind of guys, same kind of women, and you're in cycles. Your businesses, you keep hiring the same kind of employees. You keep promoting the same kind of managers. You keep bringing into your ministry circles the same kind of people with the same results. You need discernment. You need discernment. You keep investing in the same kind of businesses, and these pretenders are getting you. Your money is like you're putting it in bags with holes. That season is over. My God, I'm telling you right now, God is going to give you a dose of discernment, and he's going to give you some keys today in these next 15 minutes that is going to bless your life. I mean, you need to tag somebody and say, you need to hear this message. So how are you supposed to uncover and discover pretenders who do not speak their minds? The answer is simple. In the same way that doctors find diseases in your liver, your stomach, your pancreas, your other organs, right? How do doctors find these things out? By learning about symptoms and signs that mean a whole lot. They learn about symptoms and signs that have great meaning. Each symptom or sign in the body can lead to an important diagnosis. Similarly, each person you notice, each symptom you notice in a person can lead to the all-important diagnosis that you are dealing with a pretender. I'm about to give you some symptoms and signs of a pretender. Maybe we'll just end this. I don't think y'all want to know this. I just need to know if anybody really wants to know this thing right here. Some symptoms and signs of a pretender. Like a doctor, believe the signs and symptoms. Do not trust what you see. Look beyond the perfect picture that is presented to you and see the real. You must judge by the actions and not by the presentation. You must judge by the actions and not by the presentations. Say, we want to know. I want to know the symptoms and signs of a pretender. All right, here it is. Let's look at a few of them, and so that we're able to see if we're grooming a potential traitor and a murderer in our midst, if we're allowing a pretender to flourish in our midst. All right, here's a few of the symptoms and signs. You're not gonna like these. You're not gonna agree with all of them. I'm telling you right now. You're gonna be like, wait a minute, that's too broad. That's too broad. But these are symptoms and signs. Doesn't mean that if they have one of them that they are, but it should be a flag. Are you ready? Oh, Lord, I don't even know if y'all want to see these thinkers. Notice people who are too quiet. They too quiet. You too quiet. You in our midst, and you usually got a lot to say, but lately you've been real quiet. Or you just came into our midst and you ain't saying nothing. Why are you here? You got nothing to add to the conversation? Are you just watching? And what's the deal? What's your angle? You plotting on me? Listen, this is a key. This is a key right here. Notice people are too quiet. They could be pretenders. Quiet people are dangerous. All their positive and negative thoughts, are stored up within them. They stand still and watch quietly with a lean and hungry look in their eyes. You must develop a proper fear and respect for quiet people. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Number 2, it's right there under it. Notice people who seem to have 2 temperaments. Now, we know there's 4 temperaments, right? The temperament, the sanguine, the melancholy, the choleric, and the phlegmatic. These are 4 temperaments that you learn, that these are 4 personality types that each human has some mixture of these temperaments, but they operate in that mix of it consistently. And what Dag Mills is referring to here is that when you see people who have 2 opposing temperaments, that when they are with others, they are outgoing and jovial and chatty and friendly, which is sanguine. And then when they are in your presence, they're quiet and serious and pensive and melancholy. Why the switch? Why the Jekyll and Hyde? Is it that such a person has 2 temperaments, or could it be that they pretend to be something else when they're in your presence? Oh my God. I'm turning up the heat right now. I want to be around consistent folk. People who are always who they're supposed to be. My God. Number three. Notice people. Oh man, this one's going to hurt a little bit. And let me say this, because you're looking at this so you can kind of read everybody else, but read yourself. Am I two-faced? Am I too quiet? Do I not say good or bad to some people? Am I too quiet? I don't help, neither do I hurt. I don't do nothing. I'm just there. Pretenders. Who is just anywhere? Who wastes their time like that? My God. Let me give you this next two right here. Notice people who are too perfect and dignified in their presentation of themselves. Such people have a picture of righteousness and perfection and orderliness and holiness, and often this is a facade or for hidden things and dark secrets. Let me tell you something. Even on the streets, you don't trust people who ain't got dirt on them. I need some dirt on you. If you're going to be around me, I don't need anybody who ain't got no... Matter of fact, go do something dirty so I can see it. Put yourself in jeopardy so I know that you're with me. I need people around me in this season of my life who have gone through hard knocks and who are transparent and vulnerable. I need to be around people who are not hiding. Vulnerability is a sign that you can be trusted. You gotta give yourself if you're going to build trust in relationships. You can't be guarded and everything always perfect. They look at you through their spectacles, their perfect spectacles, and you can't imagine, especially the way they present themselves, that they could ever have done anything wrong. No, I don't need to be around people that they make me uncomfortable. Only person who is perfect is Jesus. I need some folk I need somebody who's got some naps still. I'm just talking, I got nappy hair. I got, I got freckles on my face. These are life imperfections. They're proof that I've been alive. My teeth ain't perfectly white. My fingers is crooked. I'm not trying to present myself as perfect. You bring up something, I'm going to expose my weaknesses in relationships that I value. Man, this is about to help somebody. You got to show your flaws. Be vulnerable. Tell your real self. Listen, as a Christian, who am I? I'm not hiding that I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. I love Jesus. I love him. You don't? You need to know him. This is who I am. This is a part of my DNA. I am not perfect, but I'm not presenting myself falsely. Notice people who are too perfect and dignified in their presentation of themselves. That's too much. You too tight. I mean, there are people who are just tight, but let me tell you, that tightness don't mean that they always tight. They just tight in your presence. They keep it together because they don't want you to see their realness. Notice here, number 4. Notice people who are too nice. Too nice. Notice people who are too nice. How can it be that you're always smiling and grinning in every circumstance? How in the world are you always grinning and smiling? I don't get it. And are you never sad? Are you never unhappy? Are you always elated and excited? That cannot be the case. Watch out for people who seem to have a constant, unchanging grin on their face. Obviously, when negative thoughts come into the minds of such people, there will still be a grin on their face. You can't tell. They got a poker face. Never changes. No emotional response. You can never tell their wicked thoughts towards you by looking at their face because they're always smiling. Indeed, their smiles have become masks. You need to look a little closer and you will discover the real feeling within these bland-faced individuals. Expose your weaknesses in relationship that you value, not just the other ones. You're right. You're not vulnerable in every relationship, but the ones you value, you should open yourself. My God, this is good stuff. I don't need to be around a bunch of bland-faced people. And that's the same for people who never smile. How is it that you have no emotion? You have no response to the world that you're in. There's nothing about the world that changes your disposition. I mean, are you a robot? Or are you forcing yourself to be flat in your affect? Yeah, are you crazy or something? Man, I tickle you, you don't giggle. I tell my best joke, you don't laugh. Or I tell a dumb joke and you laugh a gut laugh. No, both of them, both extremes. Somebody's pretending. Oh, Lord. Ooh, Jesus. This is good. You ever been in the presence of somebody whose response doesn't match the moment consistently? You be like, whoa, wait a minute. Something's off. Why are you performing? Why are you performing? And I've been the performer. That's the other thing. I've been the performer. I remember the Lord rebuking me about a situation I was in. There were some very prominent preachers who had come to New York, and I was just irritated by their behavior. I was irritated by how they had ministered. They had abused the word, abused the text or whatever, and the people were just daunting over them, and I was just upset. And I stayed after service, and everybody was in line to buy their books and stuff, and I was just irritated. And so I was overly jovial and just being friendly to everybody, but I was inside irritated. And the Lord says, you are fake and phony right now. Take your butt home. And I just left because you don't need to be in any situation where your heart feels one way and you don't feel free to express that. That is fake, phony. That's a hypocrite, and you are dangerous when you're in that predicament. You're dangerous to people you are around. Y'all not really hearing what I'm saying? You are dangerous when you can't be yourselves. You are dangerous, and I need you to always be in situations where you can be genuine. You can be yourself. Be strong with yourself. Say what you say with your chest. Say it with your heart. You have to be genuine. My God. Notice people who are too nice. That's the next one. I only got 2 more for you. Or 3. I think it's 3. Yeah, but we'll get to. All right. Notice people. You're not going to like this one. You're not going to all agree with this one. But notice people who use a lot of makeup and take a long time to dress. You got friends like this. We ain't got to do all of that. Nothing wrong with looking nice. Nothing wrong with putting on makeup. But you can't ever show the real you? Why the costume? Again, I'm not saying that this is the only. I knew this one was going to make me nervous because a lot of people they're very into their appearance. They take forever to dress, but they're very self-absorbed. Some people have developed the art of pretense. They are experts in covering the real person and presenting a fake and unreal image to any unsuspecting person or brother, he says here. The more naive, innocent, and inexperienced a brother is, the more he is taken in by the presentation of apparent beauty. Little does he know that 90% of the beauty is artificial and it took a long time to prepare. New husbands are often shocked when they discover that their pretty bride is 20% of what he thought she was. Her hair is false, the nails are false, the eyelashes are false, the teeth are false, the breasts are adjusted, the bottoms are widened, the skin is plastered, and when all these things are finally removed and the bad, lazy, untrained attitude is also revealed, the marriage is ready for a truly stormy journey. I want to read your comments on this one. Talk to me about this. Phoniness is dangerous. Listen, you gotta be able to present yourselves, right? That movie, I'm Gonna Get You Suckers, she took off the wig, the leg, everything. It was like, oh my God, who am I with? Listen, present yourself. Somebody is gonna love the real you. It really is. Work on yourself. Change your diet. Your skin will change. Take care of your hair. You know, natural is beautiful. Everyone's doing it. Just comb it, wash it, put some oils in it. You'll be fine. But don't walk around being somebody else. Nothing wrong with wearing makeup. That's not what the man of God is talking about right now. This is not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to when we become masked caricatures, when we become actors and we become someone else. We want our makeup to look like this one, like that one. We want our hair to look like this one. What about the beautiful and wonderfully made, the fearfully made person that God has made you? You are beautiful. You have your own unique attractiveness. Come on. Y'all watch 600 Pound Life. Half of them got men and women. They got boyfriends and girlfriends. Listen, there's somebody for everybody. Now, don't be inbox me saying, oh, you know, no, I'm making the point is that attractiveness, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But if you presented something else, when they see the real you, they have to decide, do I want to be with the one I've discovered now? Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? You got, even in a regular marriage in life, my wife and I have been with each other. This is it'll be 30 years we've been together. And we'll be 30 years married next year, but 30 years in November or December, we argue about when we started dating. But one of the things is that as we've matured over these 30 years, we've changed. And today, I wasn't a preacher when we got married. I wasn't a pastor. I wasn't any of that, businessman, none of that. I had a job. She had a job. We've transformed. That was a natural progression of life, but at every transformation, we had to look at each other and decide we still want to be with each other. And our covenant keeps us together. But when you are presenting a false you, then the person you are dating has to decide, once they realize the real you, and you should give them the option to do that. I need you to see me without all of this. I need to see if you can handle that. Are you hearing what I'm saying? That's right. Love who you are. All right. Notice people. Here's number 6. Notice people who are non-committal. Oh, this is good. This is a sign. These are signs and symptoms of a pretender. People who are non-committal. Notice people who do not say either good or bad. It cannot be that you never have anything good to say. It cannot be that you never have anything bad to say. You must have something in your mind. Watch out for people who are non-committal. I've noticed that people who say, I don't belong here or there, actually belong somewhere. Oh my. Oh, this is good. I don't feel like I belong here. Well, you belong somewhere, and so why are you here? Absalom didn't say enough. Absalom said neither good nor bad about his sister being raped. How could that be that you have no opinion on this thing? You got an opinion, you just don't want to share it. You're pretending. Not even a bad comment. Something. Say something. I'm telling you, watch out for people who are non-committal. Can I take this a little deeper? Come on, you know, DTR, define the relationship. What is this? What are we? Ask them in public. Ask them in front of folk. What are we? This is my man. This is my woman. Ask them. Put them on it. Why we got to talk about this? Why you want to ruin a good thing? No. Somebody's pretending. My. Notice who are non-committal. I gotta get to this last one because I'm reading the comments going, okay, I see what's going on. I see what's going on in the comments. All right, number 7. Here's the last one. Notice people who have a lot of relationships and affairs. Such people are used to charming the opposite sex, especially the innocent and the inexperienced ones. Men tend to learn what women like and learn how to speak convincingly to them. And women also tend to learn what men like and what works on them. With time, without believing in what you are saying, you learn to speak the words of deception and play the role of a perfect pretender. Watch the slick ones. Watch the ones who are always got a new one on their arm, on their life. They are pretenders. You cannot be shifting gears into the lives of so many different personalities and different types of people without pretending at some level, because we're not all compatible with everybody. There's some people that ain't built for you, ain't made for you, but you don't care. I'll pretend, I'll do whatever I can do to get with them, to be in this group. They in every sorority, every fraternity. They are a part of every racial and ethnic group. They are Republican and Democrat and independent. They don't choose. They have an Apple phone and an Android. They are, my God, I'm serious. They're just ambiguous. No, they are pretenders. They are chameleons. You gotta be who you are and not who you ain't. Because if you is who you ain't, then you ain't who you is. That's what Bottoms told me. Be who you is and not who you ain't. Because if you ain't who you is, then you is who you ain't. These are some symptoms. Now, listen, I told you wouldn't agree with all of this, because some of this says to us, maybe there's areas of my life that I'm a pretender. I'm a fake, I'm a fraud, I am a phony, an imposter. Maybe there's some parts where I'm not being real, I'm not being authentic, I'm not being genuine. And this is a wonderful revelation, because when you are forced to be fake and phony, you are dangerous, because eventually you're going to get exhausted with the fakeness, and you're going to have to handle what you have come. You're going to have to handle the situation that causes you to be uncomfortable with yourself. I'm tired of this. I'm taking this wig off. I'm taking this mask off. I'm taking all of this fakeness off. I'm tired. I just want to be myself. Listen, I went to work or I went to church, I put these heels on to look cute or whatever. That's what you said. And I don't wear heels, but I'm saying I put on this tight suit, I put on this girdle to pull in my gut and do all of this. I did all of this stuff so that I can look a certain way when I'm in public, but when I get home, I need to be able to take this thing off. I don't need to be in a house with a person who insists on me being somebody else, playing a role. I need somewhere I can be myself. As a leader, I need people who are comfortable in the enterprise that I'm leading, that they can be themselves while they're there. If it's not a match, I give you permission. I send you away. Go away. Listen, it's okay to say goodbye to things you cannot be authentic with. Pretending is draining, absolutely. This is powerful. Listen, I know you guys had a good time in the comments, and I want to thank you for joining. I didn't even get to ask you to hit that share button today. Please hit the share button before we end this broadcast. Let somebody know, yo, this one was crazy. Yo, this thing blessed me. Tomorrow is Thursday. We're gonna be talking about how to see through disloyal pretenders. How to see through disloyal pretenders. My God, we got 18 characteristics of pretenders. Oh, Lord, 18. So we'll probably get through 9 tomorrow or 10, and then we'll do the rest on what's today? Thursday? Today's Thursday? Yes, today's Thursday. So we'll get through as many as we can tomorrow, and then we'll finish up on Monday. Listen, I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining. Tag somebody in this way, this broadcast. This is going to help you to improve your life. Some of you are looking to go back into the dating pool or whatever. Listen, you need to know where a pretender is, and you need to know how to identify the authentic. Oh, this is so important. Oh man, this is good. For real, I'm enjoying this, and I'm enjoying being with you guys. Please, again, I say hit that share button if you'd like to sow a seed or just encouragement. Listen, I don't do this for any other reason, because I have been called to pour, to share the word of God, and I want you to have a better life, because if you know better, you can do better. If this word has particularly resonated for you and you felt a shift in your life, and God is saying sow into the life of the man of God, so that you could solidify this word and feel the movement of this life, even in your finances, that God says, if you sow, he says you shall reap. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over shall men give into your bosom. There's a blessing in sharing with the man of God. Thank you so much for joining. If you don't have a financial gift to give, I'm just asking you to do 2 things for me. Pray for my ministry, my family, and then also I need you to share this broadcast and get some of your friends. Say, you need to subscribe to this. You should have a Bible study at your house where you can listen to this broadcast and take notes and then have a discussion afterward about it. This is a great way for you to connect with your friends and bring your friends up in their faith. We've got to be about kingdom business, and I want to equip you to do that. Thank you so much for joining me this morning on Better Living. If you know better, you could do better. If you do better, you can live better. And it's all because Jesus is better. Thank you. Level up to better living.